Have you ever imagined how fascinating it would be to step into a garage where you can find literally the entire history of automobiles? Jay Leno's collection covers everything from vintage and classic cars to race cars, American muscle, insanely expensive models, and even a few daily drivers. In today's video, we will go over the 10 most exclusive cars in Jay Leno's garage, which is, by the way, one of the most famous private automotive collections. Stay tuned. Jay Leno owns several Duesenbergs, but the Walker Coupe is a standout. It is considered the most expensive Duesenberg ever built, featuring an aerodynamic body designed and created by Walker. The car was originally made for Josiah Lilly, the president of Lilly Pharmaceutical, but he wasn't impressed with it. From there, the car had a fascinating history. It was sold to a politician's mistress, who later sold it to a gas station owner. Instead of using it as a luxury car or for Sunday drives, the gas station owner used the straight 8 engine for towing, which it handled very well. Weighing more than 6,000 pounds and powered by an engine with 265 horsepower, it was well suited for heavy-duty tasks. This car is believed to be the most expensive in Jay Leno's collection, with an estimated value between $20 million and $30 million. However, no one knows its exact worth, as the true value can only be determined if Leno decides to sell it, which is unlikely to happen anytime soon. Not everything in Jay Leno's collection is about hitting top speeds of 200 miles an hour. Some cars are more down to earth, like the NA Mazda Miata, which is a great example of a fun sports car for everyday drivers. In a 2018 interview with Business Insider, Leno made an interesting and somewhat controversial statement. He predicted that the Miata and the original Prius would eventually become collector's items. According to Leno, it's whatever you grew up in. It's whatever you went to your prom in. It's whatever your dad takes you to Sunday ice cream in. That's the car the next generation will collect. Leno appreciates the Miata for its smooth gearbox, high revving engine, and its ability to make driving fun. Its affordable price also made it popular, leading Mazda to sell a huge number of them. Because of this, there's now a whole generation who admired the Miata growing up, and now can afford to buy one. When a man who owns incredible cars like the Porsche Carrera GT, McLaren P1, and McLaren F1 still finds joy in a simple roadster, it's clear Mazda created something truly special. Alongside the McLaren F1, this is another car in Jay Leno's collection that many consider one of the greatest ever built. By now, the story behind this car is well known. Its 5.7-liter V10 engine was originally designed for motorsport, but when the rules changed, Porsche decided to use it in their iconic Halo car of the early 2000s. The Carrera GT is a raw and unforgiving machine. It features a 6-speed manual transmission and minimal electronic aids, making it a car for skilled drivers. Similarly, Leno also owns a McLaren P1. While he could have chosen any car from the so-called Holy Trinity, he went for the P1, which is often seen as the most challenging and thrilling of the three. One key reason might be that McLaren made the buying process straightforward. Unlike Ferrari, which required customers to own several other Ferraris and meet a long list of demands to purchase a Ferrari, McLaren simply sold the P1 to those who wanted it, no strings attached. Jay Leno has both the 2005 Ford GT and its 2018 carbon fiber successor in his collection, and each is stunning in its own way. The older model is painted red with white stripes, while the newer EcoBoost V6 version is black with orange stripes. The 2005 Ford GT is a fan favorite because it was designed to challenge Ferrari, specifically the 360. Ford didn't hold back, fitting the car with a supercharged V8 engine sourced from a truck. Despite its humble origins, the engine delivered an impressive 550 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, far outclassing the 360's naturally aspirated V8, which only managed a meager 395 horsepower. The GT even outperformed Ferrari's next model, the F430. The 2018 Ford GT continued this rivalry, defeating Ferrari both on and off the track. It earned a class victory at Le Mans and outshined the Ferrari 488 on the road. Interestingly, Leno doesn't own a single Ferrari. He's openly critical of how the brand treats its customers and the complicated process required to buy their limited edition cars. This stance makes his preference for Ford GTs even more notable. This car is yet another example of Jay Leno's appreciation for brilliant engineering. The Mazda Cosmo was a groundbreaking model, being the first production Mazda to feature a rotary engine. Without this car, iconic models like the RX-7 might never have existed. While other manufacturers like Mercedes briefly experimented with the Wankel engine, first invented in 1924. It has become closely associated with Mazda's innovation and success. The Mazda 110S Cosmo was equipped with a two-rotor engine that displaced less than 1 liter. Despite its small size, it delivered an impressive 110 horsepower, which inspired its name. The Series 2 model, which Leno owns, featured an upgraded version of the engine, increasing output to 128 horsepower. What makes Leno's Cosmo even more special is its rarity. It's believed to be the only example in the United States. However, his car is not entirely original. Instead of keeping the stock engine, Leno opted for an upgrade, swapping it out for the 12A twin-rotor engine from the first-generation Mazda RX-7. This modification enhances the car's performance while paying homage to Mazda's legendary rotary legacy. The Lamborghini Mira is often hailed as the world's first supercar, although Jay Leno doesn't entirely agree with that title. According to him, the honor should go to the 300 SL Gullwing, which he also owns and has spoken about in the past. When it first hit the market, the Mira was an expensive car, but its value has skyrocketed over the years. Today, Lamborghini's first mid-engine V12 supercar is considered extremely rare and highly coveted. Finding one for less than $1 million is nearly impossible. So, how much did Jay Leno spend on his Mira? Absolutely nothing. Not a single cent. This particular car came to him under unusual circumstances. It was originally a gift from a father to his son. Unfortunately, the son blew the engine, and instead of fixing it, the father decided to hand it over to Leno. Leno had the car fully restored to its former glory, and is often seen driving it around. For a car as legendary as the Mira, receiving it for free and then bringing it back to life through restoration surely counts as one of the best car deals ever. It's a testament not only to Leno's passion for cars, but also to his ability to spot and revive a classic gem. Jay Leno has a fascination with steam-powered vehicles, owning several unique examples in his collection. His passion for these machines even led to an accident that put him in the hospital late last year. When you consider his love for EVs, turbine-powered cars like the one mentioned earlier, and his collection of steam cars, it becomes clear that Leno is deeply interested in all types of propulsion systems. One of the standout steam cars in his collection is the E20 Doble, chosen here for two key reasons. First, Leno himself has called it the best steam car ever made. And second, it comes with a fascinating history. So, why does Leno consider it the best? The Doble's steam engine produces an impressive 150 horsepower, which is about the same as a modern Nissan Sentra's naturally aspirated 2.0-liter engine. However, what truly sets it apart is the torque. The Doble boasts a staggering 1,000 pound-feet of torque, available from a standstill, rivaling even Leno's Tesla Model S Plaid in this regard. Adding to its charm, this particular Doble was once owned by Howard Hughes, another visionary American with a love for cutting-edge technology. With its incredible performance, historical significance, and unique engineering, the Doble E20 stands out as one of the most extraordinary vehicles in Jay Leno's large collection. Similar to the Gullwing, the Chrysler Turbine also has a connection to World War II. Chrysler began experimenting with turbine engines for aircraft as early as the 1930s, but the technology didn't lead to anything at the time. After the war, Chrysler found itself with a wealth of proprietary turbine technology and no clear use for it. So the company decided to see if a turbine could power a car. It worked, and Chrysler ended up building 55 of them. Using a turbine engine to power a car might sound odd, but it makes sense in many ways. A turbine engine typically lasts longer than a traditional combustion engine and has fewer moving parts, making it more durable. The downside, however, is that turbine engines require expensive parts, which made the Chrysler turbine impractical for mass production. As a result, the project was canceled in 1964. Today, there are reportedly only 2 operational Chrysler turbine cars remaining in private hands, and one of them belongs to Jay Leno. Even more impressively, Leno isn't afraid to take his out for a spin, showing that he truly appreciates the engineering marvel that this unique vehicle represents. The 300 SL Gullwing Coupe is a true icon in both motorsport and design. After World War II, Mercedes-Benz decided to re-enter racing in 1952 and created the Mercedes-Benz W194. The car proved to be a highly successful endurance racer, and its secret to success was its lightweight aluminum chassis. This design, paired with wide sills, made it impossible to fit regular doors, leading to the creation of the famous gullwing doors. At first, Mercedes-Benz didn't plan on making a road version of the car, but the official US importer persuaded them that it would be a great idea. The result was the 300 SL Gullwing Coupe. Around 1,400 of these cars were built, and about 80% of them were sold in the United States. Jay Leno's 300 SL Gullwing is especially unique. It was found in a barn, but interestingly, it was located in the desert. Leno paid for a full restoration of the car's undercarriage, but he decided to keep the exterior with its red paint and the number 263 in the same condition he found it, worn and weathered. If you're a regular viewer of Jay Leno's garage, you know that he loves cars with a history. And when you look at the body of this particular 300 SL, it's clear that it has quite a story to tell. The McLaren F1 is an obvious choice when discussing the greatest cars ever made. It's a dream car for most auto enthusiasts, and while many would love the chance to drive one, it's a rare opportunity. As mentioned earlier, only 106 McLaren F1s were ever made, and it's a beast of a car. Powered by a naturally aspirated V12 engine, it's a rear-wheel drive powerhouse. The BMW-built S72 V12 engine was unique to the F1, and its specs are still impressive today, producing 618 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. The F1 holds a significant place in automotive history, having set the world record for the fastest production car at an incredible 240.1 miles per hour. On top of that, it secured a win at Le Mans. The list of its accomplishments is long and legendary. Jay Leno owns one of the 25 McLaren F1s built in 1994. His car is an elegant version, finished in black with a subtle red stripe down the sides. Interestingly, Leno didn't buy it new. The first owner was a Dutch racing driver who sold it to Leno for $80,000. Today, the car is estimated to be worth around $12 million, though that's considered on the lower end for an F1. The reason for this relatively low value is that Leno doesn't let this beauty sit idle. He drives it, just as it was meant to be driven. It's one of the higher mileage examples out there, but it's still one of the most expensive cars in his collection. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video, but I'm curious to know, if you could pick one car from Jay Leno's garage, which one would it be? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more car videos. See you next time.